remember that I had a white male on my job, and we had a lot in common. Army like me, loves the Second Amendment, has a lot of guns. We would always talk all the time, and he just seemed like a decent kind of a guy. Like you would never think, he would be so blatantly ridiculous. And I remember he comes in, he clocks in, and he would always talk to me. He would always we didn't work in the same area, but it was overnight. There was no bosses to come in, and so you didn't have to immediately get to your work. Matter of fact, he was a mechanic, so he didn't. There was some nights there was no work, so or there was just maybe one thing broke down, and that was it. He had a real cushy job. So one night he comes in, and normally, like I said, we would talk for 5, maybe 10 minutes, and whatever. He would go about his way. Okay, man, I'll see you later, whatever. And he clocks in, and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, like you always stop and talk to me. I like talking to you. Whatever. You seem like a cool dude. We talk about a lot of subjects we have in common, whatever. And all of a sudden, I go, what's wrong with you? I'm looking at him. Something happened to you. Your wife left you. What's going on? You're always Mr. Talkative. And he goes, well, you really want to know? Yeah. Um, Me and him about the same age. He goes, I'm done with this damn NFL. This Kaepernick guy. You know, you wanna go woke, you go broke. And I said, oh. And he looks at me like he thought I was gonna say something. And I said, okay. And he looked at me again like you ain't gonna say nothing. And I didn't say anything. I knew at that instance that any sort of perceived kinship that I had with this man was just pretty much over. Seriously. You were getting this emotionally worked up over a man kneeling at a football game, a man kneeling because he perceives that there is violence against black American men from police officers. You are getting upset over that. You getting upset over that it showed me who this man was. And since they have openly said that the word racism doesn't mean anything because a lot of them are coming out and stating that they are proud racists and they don't give a shit. I get that. Oh, I get that. I really do. That's why I don't use that word too much anymore. I looked at him, and from that day forward I saw a big gigantic fucking baby. That's what I saw. I saw a baby. And it's these same people that are alive right now. They are perpetual babies, perpetual victims, perpetual crybabies. These people are crying about Bad Bunny. The only thing that I said about him was I didn't understand the decision from the standpoint of his music is only uh, uh, is primarily geared towards his Hispanic audience because he only speaks Spanish. So he would not be able, he's not a crossover artist. He's a very successful artist in the Hispanic community. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it, right? That's the only thing that I question. Normally, I would think that you would have an artist that would perform that would have crossover appeal, like a Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? But these people still are making these dumb videos, and they still don't understand that Puerto Rico is actually a part of the United States of America. This has been discussed every 5 years. These stupid white people who live in America and they're supposed to be higher IQ than everybody else. They always never freaking understand that put the are they not teaching this in school? Seriously. They must not be. They must not be. With some of these different states taking this out of the curriculum, that out of the curriculum because it offends white people. They must not be teaching that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States because these people talk that nonsense all the time. He's not even American. They're crybabies. They're crybabies. For the life of me, Obama. I didn't vote for Obama one time. I didn't like Obama. I'm a Republican. Okay. So me and him have nothing to talk about. But for the most part, let me just say this. Within the parameters of his job, he was a good president. He was. He was intelligent. He was polished. He was a good president. He wasn't saying stupid stuff. He wasn't riling up a lot of people. And the only thing that these people still talk about to this day, and they call him the divider in chief. These people are fucking cry babies. To this day, they just keep crying over real and perceived slights against white people. The only thing Obama said was if he had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. Now, for all these white people, how is that racism? How is that racism? I mean, these people are sickening. Seriously. These people are very, very sickening, childish baby motherfuckers. The ones that do it, they really are. They've been talking about that ever since. They've been talking about that ever since. I saw somebody brought that up recently. And the level of intellect is so pathetic. You know, oh blamer, oh blammer, the stuff that they type about Obama to this day is just absolutely ridiculous, man. You know, he was a racist. How? How is this man a racist? This man has never said anything racist, but you white male crybabies are the biggest fucking crybabies in the universe. They are, right? It is a misnomer to call a lot of them alpha males. Oh no, forget about that. No, they are crybabies. Crybabies. So after he came with that bullshit, I knew. I knew, and it wasn't not too long after that. I knew that I would never talk to him again, and I was right. There was nothing for us to talk about. You know, kneeling makes you upset. Seriously. I will never watch. That's what he said. I'll never watch the Super Bowl again. I said, oh, okay. And I could tell that he wanted to say something to me. But no, wow, honey and coffee taste really good. I never did this before because I don't have any sugar. This may be a nice coffee. This might be a nice sugar replacement. Right? He knew that we were never going to talk This offends you? This is offensive to you? This makes you get mad? This makes you, like, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? This man is not naked. And what happened just this recently? What was it, FBI agent or whatever? Kneeled for something that had to do with black people, and Cash Patel fired them. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. These people, you swirlers. There is nothing we could say. Y'all will want to be with white men. The next thing the white man is going to do, he's going to come out and tell the world, we are demons. Yeah. Keisha be like, I still want you, Brad. It's. This is when I knew that you could never, ever, ever fully trust one of them. You can't. And you could never, ever, ever fully see one of them as a friend. I can't. No. Mm-mm. Because I always believe that the real them is going to come out. At some point, the real you is going to come out. Right? That intolerant beast, that insensitive beast, that narcissistic beast, the fucking baby, that it's gonna come out. And the scariest thing is these dudes have guns and they feel that they're losing everything. So, that's all I got. I don't really rock with the white man like that. I really don't. We could be cool. We can have because on every job, they try to fill you out. Who are you? What do you do? What do you believe in? I think I'm over all of that by now. I really am. Equality feels like oppression to these people. And not only that, just the need to debate everything. I'm over that as well too. The need to own everybody in a debate. Listen, life is not the great debaters. It's just not. It's just not. Life is not the great debaters. We don't have to debate everything. We don't have to agree with everything. And outside of work, we don't have to talk, because I know that there's a lot of them, they're big fucking babies. These white males are big whiny fucking babies. They whine, well, everybody that's not MAGA is a snowflake according to these people. But yet these people are crying over Bad Bunny, losing their shit. Tommy Lauren, he's not even American. He's Puerto Rican, my dear. Puerto Rico is a part of America. She looks so stupid. Tommy Lauren, another airhead, blah, blah, blah. I'm just sick of these people. I'm over it, man. And I'm over you swirlers. And I'm just over America. This place is just, man, listen. That's it.